Mental diet is the only diet that is worth sticking to because this diet will actually make you hotter, richer, happier, and more successful, especially if you practice it along with the law of assumption. Well, technically, we all practice law of assumption, but here's how you do it successfully. And guys, this video is all about how to stick to the good mental diet, be disciplined with your thoughts, be disciplined with following your new story and keeping the old story, any kind of opposing thoughts, doubts away, and get whatever it is that you want. And I hope that I made it clear because this all sounds a little bit complicated for the new viewer, but just stick along. Just stick along. I promise this will make a lot of sense and make your manifestation journey way easier than it currently is. And if you don't know who I am, nice to meet you. I'm Anna, and in this video and overall on my channel, I share all the lessons that I learned during my self growth, manifestation, and spiritual journey in order for these lessons to help you on yours. Because everything that I give you guys, all the tips and tricks, they are bulletproof. Because guess what? They are all tested by me. And I made quite a lot of mistakes because I'm in the manifestation space for like 13, 14 years already. So I know what I'm talking about. So guys, let's start with the what mental diet actually is. But before we do this, let's get back for a second to what manifestation is according to my definition. So manifestation is a mental work of you transitioning from one state, which is a limited state, to the state of a person who already has whatever it is that you want. This is a mental work here by the mental state, and by this, you're collapsing time and space and getting whatever it is that you desire. Now, guys, what is a mental diet? This is essentially not thinking against your desire and thinking as if the person who already has whatever it is that you want mentally. Like, obviously, thinking is mental. Anyway, just a lot of people think that you need to like do physical stuff as the person who has whatever it is that you desire, but like if you are currently broke or in debt, you cannot physically do what millionaires do. So this doesn't make any sense to me. But and here is why mental diet is essential to the law of assumption, because a lot of you guys, when you start manifesting something, you give and pay way more attention to the opposing thoughts rather than sticking to the new story. Like you get a lot of doubts, you think that this is not going to work out, and like you just constantly fighting yourself. So I'm going to tell you what exactly to do in order to have a good mental diet. Now, first, guys, and don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming anyone there, but you need to have a routine for yourself to manifest, because a lot of you guys are not manifesting. You are playing the game of there's so much activity that I'm doing, but you're actually not doing anything. And again, like I hear this all the time that stop blaming people for not showing up to their manifestation. Like to me, no one said this, but I see this a lot on like in manifestation communities. Like people do everything they can in order to like mentally stick to their diet, but like this negative thoughts are just blah 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 blah. And look, guys, honestly, when people come to me with the questions regarding their manifestation, either in comments under my videos or they contact me on Instagram, the first thing that I see is that they have no clear routine, they have no mental diet, because mental diet basically depends quite heavily on their manifestation routine. And a lot of you saying that you actually do the work when you are affirming way less than you think you do, way less. You are sticking to the news story way less than you think you do, because your thinking patterns, right, that you currently have as the old version of you before you started manifesting, they are habits. So they are habitual. and they are unconscious. And you daily have from 70 to 90,000 thoughts in your head. And these thoughts are the same as yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, sometimes even years ago. So, if you do not have the manifestation routine of affirming, visualizing, doing whatever that suits you, I personally prefer affirming. If you do not have the routine that you are sticking to, you are essentially not doing enough work, because your brain by 95-97% will have the same opposing thoughts, same ideas as it had before. And this is kind of normal. So what you do with it, you build yourself a routine that you can do 3-4 times a day. This way you will be able to actually stick to the new story, and this is already solving like 70% of you keeping a clean mental diet. Now, you got yourself the perfect routine, but still you sometimes get opposing thoughts. For instance, I gave a pretty good example of how you are trying to predict your future from the limited mind on the example of money. So let's say you're making $2,000 per month, you want to make $10,000 per month. This is what you are manifesting, but you keep thinking about the like next month, like August, as you will still make $2,000 per month, and you will not be able to achieve your goal. You're planning your expenses to fit $2,000 per month, and this way you're kind of like blocking your manifestation, because essentially in the subconscious level you are not changing yourself. So here's what you do: remember to have your practices. Second, whenever the thought like this is popping up in your head, something from the old story, here is the tip for you. Just say something like, oh, this is a weird thought to have for someone who already has X, and this is your desire. And then you go back to reaffirming your thing that you want. So essentially, you're just saying, like, oh, I forgot that I already have it. Oh, I must have forgotten that I already got it. No wonder I remember the times when I didn't have the same for years, and now I do. So good that I do, right? Good that I have it. And just reaffirm whatever it is that you are manifesting. So you are essentially just snapping yourself back into the state, mental state of the person that has whatever it is that you want. Now, guys, from these two, there is the third final thing that you can do in order to like keep a good, clean mental diet. Is actually holding yourself accountable, because again, this is a mental work, and you are working with something that was your habit for like tens of years mostly. So this is normal that you will be sometimes falling back into your old ways, into your old habits. This would be weird if you didn't, but here is what you do with this. You are holding yourself accountable. Every time you start wavering, you start being angry, anxious, you start punishing yourself, fighting with yourself, you need to snap back, and either you do this in the moment, or either you just do this in the evening after you're analyzing your day. You just need to sit and think what exactly made you waver. Because look, wavering, opposing thoughts, doubts, this is never because you are lazy, stupid, manifestation is not for you, law of assumption is not for you, you cannot have it. No, this is just because there is a belief that you believe more in rather than in your new story for now. So this belief can be something as, you are not enough, people don't like you, you will never have a stable income, this is not natural for you to have a stable income, whatever. Honestly, some beliefs can be just absurd, some beliefs can be very harmful, some beliefs can be like, they just are, you know. So every time when you start wavering, there is something that activates this belief. So let's say when there is a circumstance happening in your life that you blame as negative, and you start reacting to it, you start obsessing over it, and you start being super angry, super sad, whatsoever, this is not because of the circumstance. This is because there is something you believe in about yourself that makes you react a certain way. So this can be like when someone ignored you or didn't reply back to you or whatever, you may think that you're just not enough for this person. that like you are never chosen whatsoever, and then they show this to you, you just blame this, like, and you being in your like glasses of not being enough and never being chosen, you assume that this situation means this, and you go into spiral. And essentially, if you want to like manifest fast, just detect what is the limiting belief under that and affirm against it. And this is how you keep clean mental diet. You have the routine, you hold yourself accountable, you are snapping back into the state of the person who has whatever it is that you want. By the way, I have already created all of this routine for you. You just need to follow it. And yes, I'm talking about my 30 days challenges because they are chef's kiss. I love them personally. By the way, if you want to see my success story from the first challenge, here it is. Go and check it out. So there is no shortcut. There is no like way how you can get away from actually working on yourself mentally. This is that easy. You just need discipline. I hope this video helped. I wish you successful manifestation practices, and I'll see you soon in my next videos.